Hello Leo and welcome to your blueprint energy reading. We're going to be reading today just your chakras, just to open it up gently for you. There will be full readings starting in January. But yeah, we'll be looking at your chakras and your aura and see how that plays in and what best things to be using and stuff like that. So let's just connect with that energy line and bring in that what we're calling our chakra man at the moment. There we go. There's getting through. There we go. And there you have that. There's the head, the legs, and the arms. So let's just go straight in here. Now, if you've seen your tarot reading as well, it was about positioning and finding the ultimate thing you should be doing. It's going to be a really beautiful winter for you in the northern hemisphere, or summer in the southern hemisphere. Let's just see what's going on in your so you've got all the chakras here. Let's just see what's going on your heart chakra. It's very nice. It's full. I would almost say luxurious would probably be the best thing to describe it. There's a lot of passion in there. There's a lot of, passion, desire in a way. Not nasty desire at all. Very nice desire. And want to go get it sort of desire. Get the life. Live life. Sort of desire sort of thing. And it is full. So you do have a lot of emotions attached to that sort of passion in a way, which is really nice. And I think that comes out here when we saw in your tarot readings here. Let's just see what's going on in your solar plexus. There's a lot of determination. You're funneling a lot of your energy, I think, into your work, more so than into your relationships, because it's almost as if that's the side that needs to be addressed in order for your relationships to work well. That's what it seems like. So your plexus, solar plexus, it's very poignant, it's pointed, but at the end it's very large. And you can have it very large like that at the beginning, but here it sort of comes out and it's very there. So it's poignant as in the way that I want this in my life. This is what I'm going to go and get. And I might have to get it from lots of different sources. So it's going to ask you to be very active. And this is what's going to help you to be very active and very busy in life. Really, really nice. So I would rely on your solar plexus rather than on your heart. I think your heart's going to come in a little bit later on. I think that comes more into at the end, so you can build up these emotions of getting things right, and when it all sort of works right, that's when the emotions go. And I think that's going to be in March when your heart really comes into play. Let's just see what's going on your third eye and your throat chakra. Well, normally you get the third eye, which is slightly longer than the throat chakra. And that's just like a position of rest, as it were, when the chakras are at rest. They change, they interchange, because actually the third eye and the throat chakra are the same chakra. They're not two different chakras. It's just like one is the behind the other. It's the back end of the other. It's like the front of the car and the back of the car. And if you bend the car over like that, all of a sudden you'll have the back of the car at the front as well. So, and these two chakras do that basically. And it's like a trombone sort of scenario. And here your voice is much more active. So then I think this is where the authority comes from. You're going to be able to position. It's going to be easy for you to position yourself or galvanize your projects through your conversations with people. This is going to help with networking and stuff like that, and getting things done. So that's really, really good for you. Let's just have a look at what's going on the sacrum. Okay, so the sacrum has desires attached to physical things, which is not a bad thing at all. That's where the ego is, in the sacrum. And the ego is not a bad thing at all either. Everything is a bad thing if you use it to a certain extreme. Like, the heart is the source of jealousy or envy, as much as it is for love. So, there is two sides to every coin. It's the same thing with the ego, but this is where the ego is in concerns with your desires and your desires to physically do things. So it's your desire for the business to work in order for you to have the physical foundation to take that business further and go further on. And I think this is really good. It plays in very similar to Taurus, which is funny because Taurus has the opposite energy construction or the element construction to yourself. Your good selves are 2/3 fire, 1/3 earth, and Taurus is 2/3 earth, 1/3 fire, and you play very well off each other. You're very, very, got some very good sort of contributing attributes. But this is like playing into that similar sort of thing of getting things set up for you, for your foundation. I think that's really, really important. I would follow that for this period here, because it's gonna build up all those beautiful emotions within your heart, and in March I think that's when you're going to really, really share it with a lot of other people. Let's just see what's going on in your crown and your root chakra, because they are the same chakra as well. The crown is the front and the root is the back, or you can say it the other way around. The root is the front and the crown is the back. Doesn't really matter. There is, in certain circumstances, it does matter, but they're very minor. But anyway, I do that in my energy workshops. It's far too complex to go into right now. But anyway, let's just go in and see what's going on the crown. The crown is actually... Okay, so the crown is usually at a 45-degree angle, as it were, like a hat in a way. And your crown is a little bit centered off. It's a little bit straight, which is not necessarily good for consciousness and that sort of thing, but at the same time, it's very practical. And I think this is what you do need that at the moment, because you have that moment of in February where things really flick on and switch on in your life in general, as we saw within the tarot readings, and you're going to need that sort of like concentration, of singular concentration of where you're going. You're going to need that. So I think it's a very good thing. And this is where it pulls into the root. So basically, if I close off, there's my crown chakra. If it's really open, my root chakra is going to be really small. If the crown closes off, my root is going to be really big. And there is a case here. And I think this is also the idea of bringing in physical things into your life. What is the root or the foundation of you, of what you're going to need in order to live what you want to live, what your karmic expression is upon this plane. And you're going to need that physical situation. You're going to need that house or that car or whatever. You're going to need to be there and then in that moment in order to fulfill and be the best example of yourself. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at your aura as well. Excuse me. Be very aware of mental confrontation or conflict, and it definitely is within the outside world rather than within you. You have a certain confidence at the moment, which is overflows. It's abundant. It appears to be that way, and forgive those who don't quite understand. I think, because otherwise you might find yourself getting in conflicts, which is a mental conflict. So it's more of a sort of conflict of kind of going, oh, that person there really does annoy me, or oh, that company there really does annoy me. Try not to get into those sort of things, because it's going to distract you from the path of providing you with what you need in life, and you're going to waste your energy on having that internal discussion and confrontation with others or other businesses and etc. around you. And there seems to be a lot there. So I would be very wary about internal conflicts This is where you're going to need your heart to be open to sort of kind of go, no, I'm looking for happiness, and I'm not even going to entertain that conflict because I've got to concentrate on this to get this sorted out so I'm in a good place, and then I can then, as long as I'm okay, everybody else can be okay. Okay? So, there's a lot of okays there. Yeah, it's more in that sort of thing. I would rely a lot upon your solar plexus, your stomach. So I would look after your stomach this over the next sort of like 3 months. Make sure you're eating regularly, and the substances that you need in order for you to have that fire running through the entire body, through all your passions in life of getting those things done. That confidence and that courage is going to take a lot of calories out of you, so you're going to have to sort of manage that side well, which we go into the Astroflower, and this is going to be part of the blueprint readings in the future. We're going to go a lot more into depth into these sort of things. But so I would just allow your solar plexus to be the lead and to look after it as well at the same time. Okay, there you go. Let's just see if we get an energy reading from the Earth. There's a connection there. That's going through you. Totally. Strike while the iron is hot, but she's also sort of saying, so that's that concentration side and getting things striking while the iron's hot. But also she's saying here as well is positioning is vital for you to position yourself at the beginning of things, but also positioning yourself in respect to everything that is around you. So the keys are within you. In theory, you have everything that is around you within you. So you can find out how it sits perfectly for you, how it doesn't, walk on other people or, cut other people down and stuff like that. It's not detrimental to anything that is around you, but it helps everything else to advance in a way. It seems to be like that. So positioning seems to be even more of a key than the other side of things. Of enjoyment of the first part of the message. Okay. Be who you got to be. I guess that's a good halfway house, as it were. Being who you should be. Okay, so that's over the next sort of 3-month period, a general sort of reading. Obviously the blueprint readings will be going a lot more into depth into that in the future. So you're going to want to subscribe and click that bell to get future readings on that. In the meantime, Leo, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.